Kohalo Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone rule well. I am not a member, however, I was entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is part 2 to Chariots and Clouds. Video got cut abruptly. I got a phone call, but we're gonna go on with part 2, right? So we left off with Elijah getting beamed up, right? So we'll read that really quick. So this is 2 Kings, the 2nd chapter, verse 11 and 12. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariots of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in 2 pieces, right? All right, so the second part of this was looking at what I pulled up here. So it's UFOs in art history, all right? Is it a spaceship or is it a cloud? So you see that circular chariot right there on the top left corner, and it was out of gold, okay? And that made me think it wasn't necessarily a chariot per se, but there are 2 appearances, or maybe a few appearances actually, in the book of 2nd Maccabees, one being chapter 3 and the other maybe chapter 10. But we'll get there. We'll get there in just a second. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's chapter 10. Let me get it before I forget. Okay, so let's go. Let's get 2nd Maccabees chapter. We might as well do 2. 2 and 10. Chapter 2 and chapter 10. Not chapter 2, verse 10. Okay, so we'll get 2. And this is Heliodorus came and was coming to take the things, take the money and the victuals and things of that nature out of the temple. And those the priests, okay, because the Maccabees were Levites and Judites, mainly Levites and Benjamites. They prayed to the Lord, and the Lord heard, and he answered them. Of course, because they were in line with what they were supposed to be doing. These were the men that were fighting for the heritage, right? To not fall in line with the heathen or with the Greeks that were around, the so-called Greeks that were around about them. Let's see. Am I in it? Nope, it's 3 and 25. Yeah, but Heliodorus, because of the king commandment given him, said that in any wise it must be brought into the king's treasury, right? So they were trying to take the monetary value, anything of monetary value out of the temple, all right? That was verse 13. So let's fast forward to (23), right? Nevertheless, Heliodorus executed that which was decreed, right? He was carrying the things out of the temple. Verse 24. Now, as he was there, present himself with his guard, and about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of the Most High, and fainted, and were sore afraid. For there appeared unto them a horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering. And he ran fiercely and smote at Heliodorus with his forefoot. And, and it seemed that he sat upon the horse, had complete harness of a complete gold harness. You know how much that would cost right now? Moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side, and scourged him continually, and gave him many sore stripes. And Heliodorus fell suddenly unto the ground, and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up, and put him into a litter. And it goes on further to say, when Heliodorus returned to report to the king, well, was like, he spoke, right, about the awesome power of Yahweh. I think probably Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right, at this time. And the king asked, like, all right, or no, he told the king, if you have a mortal enemy, send him to execute that decree. I guarantee you he won't come back. So there's that, and then we're going to skip to chapter 10. Chapter 10 and 29, those same horsemen, maybe the same or maybe around, or basically executing the same decree that the Lord sent out to go and help them fight, because all throughout Maccabees, our ancestors, our forefathers were outnumbered, outnumbered and outgunned, and we're still whooping ass and taking name. What Kendrick Lamar say? Whooping feet. And it is verse 20. Wait. I think there's something in 8 as well, but let me 29. Let me scroll through here. Okay, so they're preparing for battle right here. Dang, man, I can't find it now. So I'm going to read 24. Timotheus, who the Israelites had overcome before. Forces and horses. Let's do 26. And fell down at the foot of the altar and besought him to be merciful and to be an enemy to their enemies, right? And an adversary to their adversary, as the law declareth. So after the prayer, they took their weapons. So they prayed to the Lord, and they girded up their loins like men, took their weapons and went out to defend our heritage, right? And defend the law, okay? And when they drew near to the enemy, they kept by themselves. Now the sun being newly risen, they joined both together, the one part having together with their virtue, their refuge, and also unto the Lord for a pledge of their success and victory. On the other side, making their rage leader of their battle. Okay. But when the battle waxed strong, there appeared unto the enemy from heaven 5 comely men upon horses with bridles of gold. There it goes again. And 2 of them led the Israelites. All right. And took Maccabeus betwixt them, and covered him on every side with their weapons, and kept him safe, but shot arrows and lightnings against the enemy, so that being confounded with blindness, full of trouble, they were killed. Man, there's so many awesome things written about. If there was ever an anime written about the book of Maccabees, man, it would sell. Boy, that thing, it would do numbers. This is beautifully written, and hopefully, I pray, if you don't have the faith to believe that this is has happened in the past, and will happen again to some form of fashion or degree, I think that you should pray for the faith to believe these things. Otherwise, it won't be looking good for you. So I want to close it. Let me look at 8, because I believe Judas got a golden sword as well. Let's see, Nicanor 20. Moreover, he recounted unto them what helped their forefathers, right? So Judas is giving them a speech, because they're, men are, raising up their morale of their men. Okay. He recounted unto them what helped their forefathers had found, and how they were delivered when under Sennacherib, and how 180 and 5,000 pairs, right? Those angels did that. Okay. And he told them of the battle that they had in Babylon with the Galatians, and how they came but 8,000, and in all to the business with 4,000 Macedonians. All right. I'm finding it. Thus, when he had made them bold with these words and ready to die for the law and the country, he divided his army into four parts. Okay. I'm going to skip to 23. He appointed Eleazar to read the holy book. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay. Well, that's fine. So we'll end it on we'll end it with Psalm 68. I may have been mistaken about finding something I thought, but no matter. That's cool. We've got the. Oh, I didn't even go. I didn't even scroll through these. I will link this, and then we'll read Psalm 68. Right. So it's not too far fetched that that the horse had the bridle full of gold, and why wouldn't there be a gold chariot? It's only right. You even see that in Jake today in their low level thing with gold rims on the cars. I even seen a dude with a gold. He was a homeless man, probably a Judite. He was a homeless Judite with a gold cart, a gold grocery cart, and how that was his get around. That was his get about. Man, let me turn something ain't right. Wi-Fi tripping. So yeah, look at that. Crack it. Look, interdimensional right here. And of course, they got to paint them pale. They got to give them leprosy. Fucking Esau. Detail of the sun. Art historian believes that the man looking up praying isn't just a monk, but a figure representing John the Baptist. Let's see, what is that one? You see the so-called flying saucer right here in the back. Okay, and here's look at that up here in this back corner right here. And that's around about the time they started whitewashing these photos, right? Covering up the faces of the judges. Many paintings of the birth of Yahushua, or even the annunciations, feature celestial events. Some art historians describe the gray objects as painters' mistakes, a blurry angel that was supposed to be scraped off because a blob of gray. Right. Yeah, okay. Fucking liar. They can't help, boy. Come out the womb just lying. You see that right there? UFO or a ray from God. It's that same picture, but just zoomed in. And we don't care about your explanation. You just gonna fucking lie. So we're not even gonna read. Okay, but yeah, that's all of them. That's all. I'm sure there's many more you can look at on your own. So here we go. We'll end it here. Psalms 68 and 17. The chariots of God are 20,000 and 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. So they're innumerable. They're incountable. They are not. You cannot shoot them down. They do not crash. Okay. So if you hear something about a crash, It's a lie. It's a narrative control lie. Okay, Esau has his technology as well, but it's bullshit. These things do not crash. All right, they cannot be caught. They cannot be shot. None of that. They are eons above what we know and what we understand and can comprehend. So, with that being said, I pray that you're edified. This was part 2 of Chariots and Clouds. Shalom.